Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So hari ni, today we are going to proceed with the poem What is Red by Mary O'Neill. Okay, ingat tak minggu lepas teacher dah explain pasal literary devices and all the things that we're going to look at in a poem. So this week is no longer time for you to relearn about those things, but instead this week you are going to go straight into a poem, and I'll provide you a quiz at the end of the slide, and also there'll be an exercise for you in a form of a Word document which will be uploaded in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so whatever it is, let's jump into this slideshow. No Food Panda, not now. Okay, What is Red by Mary O'Neill. Let's check it out. So this on the first slide, you get to see the full poem. There are a lot of words here, so I'll explain to you about it in the next slide. Okay, the summary of the poem. This poem consists only one stanza with 36 lines. Okay, if you look at the first slide, kamu nampak teacher bahagikan dia kepada 3 bahagian. I divided it into 3 sections, but actually there are no stanzas. There's only one stanza in this poem. Dia tak bahagikan kepada beberapa stanza yang banyak. Oh god. Okay, so there's only one stanza, but there are 36 lines. So if you want to describe or take any lines from this poem as an evidence, you will need to remember the number of the lines. Okay, not remember, not literally memorizing it, but rather know that there are 36 lines and you should count the number of the lines, okay, if you want to use any of it as an evidence to support your answer. Okay, what's the poem is all about? It's about the color red and things that people associate the color with. Okay, dia mainly poem ni, sajak ni berkenaan warna merah dan benda-benda yang berkaitan dengan warna tersebut. Associate, berkaitan. Okay, so apa-apa yang berkaitan dengan warna merah, nanti kita akan tengok contoh dekat bawah. Okay, this poem also provides examples of ordinary objects to feeling of courage, embarrassment and anger. Okay, so secara keseluruhan poem ni beri kita contoh benda-benda biasa yang kita tengok, ordinary objects, benda-benda biasa, benda things, okay, yang biasa kita tengok, tapi dikaitkan dengan feelings of courage, perasaan courage ni keberanian, embarrassment, rasa malu, and anger, rasa marah. Okay, since the poem only has one stanza, typo, is actually stanza bukan staza. Okay, we will look at the poem according to lines. So kita akan tengok ikut lines lah. Okay, let's check out line number 1 until 12. Right, right here is the poem on your left side, and on the right side is the explanation. Okay, line 1 until 12. Line 1 is started with red is a sunset, and it ends with and the sound of a band. Okay, band dekat sini ialah band kumpulan penyanyi tu. Okay, for example we got hujan and stuff. Okay, now in lines 1 to 12, the persona lists a number of things that are red in color, such as the sunset, sunburnt skin, a rose, blood from a cut, and a brick. Aside from that, the color red is also associated with bravery and strength, as well as loud, powerful sounds like a band. Okay, now teacher akan explain satu-satu. I'll use just this digital marker pen or whatever. I need pink. I want pink. Okay, now. Okay, let's check out one by one. Okay, in lines 1 to 12, the persona lists a number of things that are red in color. Okay, such as the sunset. Sunset tu apa? Matahari terbenam. Okay, ataupun sunburned skin, kulit yang kena sunburn, you know, the reddish and painful reddish skin that we always feel. Or a rose, you know, the red rose. Or blood from a cut, darah yang keluar bila you terkat tangan tu, terpotong atau terhiris, I don't know what it is. Okay, ataupun a brick. Okay, brick ni ialah batu bata. Okay, So, the persona lists a number of things. Benda yang kita selalu tengok, and that is red in colour. Okay, selain daripada tu, the colour red, selain daripada dia cerita pasal benda, dia juga kaitkan warna merah tu dengan barang-barang. Okay, barang apa? Barang pula. I'm sorry. Associated with bravery and strength. Okay, these are some features that human has. Okay, keberanian dan kekuatan. Selain daripada tu, dia juga kaitkan dengan powerful sounds, bunyi-bunyi yang kuat ataupun strong ataupun powerful, like berkuasa, you know. Okay, macam satu band. You pernah dengar kan band bila dia orang play music, it's very strong, like bang, it's just like loud. The drum, the bass, the guitar, the sound of the vocalist, the everything lah. If you watch Queen's performing, you can see how Freddie is very out there and just flamboyantly flashing everything. It's like, okay, sorry about that, but you get the picture. Macam mana kita tengok sebuah band bila perform, dia orang macam semua benda dia bagi kau-kaunya, right? Okay, so now let's check out the next slide, because I'm afraid I might go on and on about this. Okay, itu line 1 until 12. Seterusnya, we have line 13 until 24. Kita ada line 23 sampai line 13 sampai 24. Bukan 23 ya semua. So what do we have on line 23 until line 13 until 24? It starts with red is hotness, and it ends with a circus cart, not cut. Okay, in lines 13 to 24, the persona goes on to associate the color red with feelings. Okay, untuk line dekat sini, persona ni terus kaitkan warna merah tu dengan perasaan. Perasaan apa? Okay, feelings maksud dia perasaan. Okay, so kalau tak tahu, sekarang dah tahu feelings tu maksud dia apa? Perasaan. Okay, contohnya embarrassment, perasaan malu. Or love, kalau kamu tengok ada perkataan Valentine heart, maksud dia Valentine, you know how they celebrate the Valentine's Day on 14th of February and stuff. So maksud dia it signifies love. Okay, lepas tu ada juga dia cakap pasal perasaan marah. Did you notice this? Yes. Okay, so perasaan marah. And then red is also the color of things such as fire. Okay, lepas dia dah cerita warna merah sebagai perasaan, dikaitkan pula dengan benda-benda. Contohnya fire. Fire ni apa? Fire api, bukan fire tembak. Fire, no, not that one. It's the fire, it's burning fire. Okay, that's what it means. Now, for example, firecracker. Firecracker ni apa? Bunga api, guys. And then we have fire engine. Fire engine ni apa? Bomba lah. Bomba datang menyelamatkan orang yang sedang menghadapi kebakaran. Okay, ataupun decoration on a circus cart. Okay, you boleh search dekat Google apa itu circus cart. Okay, biasanya you boleh tengoklah nanti ya. Tengok gambar sendiri kat Google, because I ain't got time for that. You can Google it on your own. Okay, the persona also mentions about Red Indian. Red Indian ni apa? You can also Google it. It means the Native Americans. Okay, Native Americans, orang asal sekali yang hidup di tanah yang sekarang ni nama dia America. Okay, now dia cakap apa yang disebut pasal Native American ni? Dia cakap pasal skin tone orang tu. Okay, kalau kamu Google pasal Native American, kamu akan nampak the skin tone of theirs is a bit reddish. Okay, warna skin tone dia sedikit kemerah-merahan. Sebab itulah dia di-includekan dalam poem ni. Sebab this poem is all about red, right? Now we're down to the last lines section. Now line 25 until line 36. Okay, line 25 sampai line 36 bermula dengan red is a lipstick and ends with living without it. Okay, so kita boleh tengok dekat sini. Persona ni continues to list things that are red in color, such as a lipstick and a rubber ball. Okay, dekat lines ni, persona ni sambung bercerita tentang beberapa benda yang berwarna merah. Contohnya lipstick ataupun rubber ball. Rubber ball, bola getah yang bila kita baling tu dia melantun. Lantun. Dia melantun balik naik. Okay. Now, the persona further associates red as the colour of caution and warning. Lepas dia dah listkan benda yang berwarna merah lagi, dia teruskan dengan mengaitkan warna merah ni dengan warna sebagai warna yang kita perlu berhati-hati ataupun warning sign. Okay, peringatan. Contohnya perkataan watch out. Okay, watch out maksudnya jaga-jaga, hati-hati ya, macam tu. Okay, dalam banyak-banyak warna, among all the colours, the persona believes that red is the most prominent colour, and as such, it is almost like a show-off. Okay, persona ni juga cakap betapa pentingnya warna merah ni. Okay, dan dia juga kadang-kadang sampai kita rasa macam warna merah ni macam sombong lah, berlagak lah sikit. Sebab dia sangat penting kan, mainkan peranan yang sangat penting. Tapi at the last two lines, the persona cannot imagine living without the colour red. Nak tunjukkan, despite dekat sini dia cakap, yelah penting lah, tapi tak payah nak belagak dekat sini kan. Tapi dekat dua line yang terakhir, dia juga tuliskan betapa memang awak penting. And we probably won't be able to live without it. Okay, itu kepentingan yang persona ni cakap lah, ceritakan pasal warna merah. And then this is a hidden question actually. If you actually watch this video all the way to this section, we're on slide number 5, you'll be asked to write this in your book. Is Mary O'Neill the persona in this poem? Yes or no? Write it in your book and write your answer. Okay, now next slide, the setting of the poem. What is the setting? Ada tak ada cerita pasal setting? Okay, if you want to talk about the time setting, there is none. Okay, time frame, it's not stated here. Okay, if you read it, there's no morning, no afternoon, no nighttime, but you can visualize the places or activities related to the things mentioned in the poem. Okay, tapi kamu boleh bayangkanlah tempat-tempat ataupun aktiviti yang berkaitan dengan perkara-perkara yang kita sebut dalam poem ni. Alright, for example, the word sunset conjures the image of the sea at dusk. Okay, I don't know what be responsible is doing there, but really it's not related. Please ignore this section, class, because it's not related. You're responsible. Nope. You don't have to be responsible at the beach, okay? You don't have to be responsible when you look at the sunset. Right, but yeah. The word sunset conjures the image of the sea at dusk. Okay, sunset ni dia nak tunjukkan keadaan laut bila matahari terbenam. Okay, ingat, sunset is matahari terbenam, sunrise matahari terbit. Okay, the circus cart. Okay, bila dia cakap pasal circus cart pula, transport the reader to a noisy and cheerful atmosphere of the circus. Bila kita dengar pasal perkataan circus cart ni, kita boleh bayangkan terus keadaan circus yang bingit, bising and ceria. Hey, hoo-ha, we got clowns, we got people showcasing their talents and stuff, right? And then we have persona. Persona. Apa dia persona? Minggu lepas ada studi yang sangat FAIL at answering the question. Tapi let's look at this. Persona ni apa? Persona ni ialah watak dalam poem tu. Okay, dia bukan penulis poem. Dalam poem tu kita baca ni, kita rasa siapa yang tengah bercakap ni? Makcik ke pakcik ke? Jiran aku ke? I don't know. Okay, now in this poem dia tak ada reference to a specific persona. Maknanya tak ada anak atau ayah atau ibu atau orang tertentu yang dicakap dalam ni. However, the language dalam poem ni sangat simple. Okay, dia pakai perkataan yang sangat simple, kita senang je nak faham. Okay, and choice of word suggests that the persona is a younger person, possibly a child. Okay, tengok perkataan-perkataan yang dipakai dalam poem ni, sangat simple. Tak ada yang kita nak perlu buka kamus pun. Kalau perlu pun tak apa, it's okay. Okay, so maybe budak-budak yang tulis poem ni, okay, budak kecil, umur darjah 1 ke, darjah 2 ke, kau darjah 4, aku darjah 5, macam tu kan. Okay, tone and mood. Okay, nada dan mood keseluruhan poem ni. Tone dia ialah deskriptif, Okay, dia menerangkan. Deskriptif, dia describe benda-benda tu. Contohnya red is a bright color. Okay, contoh poem tu kamu boleh tengok lah dalam poem kamu sendiri. Okay, dia describe warna merah tu macam mana, ataupun benda yang berwarna merah, ataupun bunyi macam mana, perasaan macam mana, dia describe, dia terangkan benda tu. Okay, the mood dalam seluruh poem ni macam mana, sedih ke, nak menangis ke bila baca poem ni, tak. Okay, ianya mood yang fun and humorous, seronok, dia banyak bergurau senda dalam poem ni. Okay, like that. Now, done. Continue with the themes. Okay, poem ni dia senaraikan benda-benda yang berwarna merah yang ada di keliling kita. Okay, sesetengah benda tu sangat jelas. For example, colour of blood, itu merah. The fire engine, truck, bomba tu warna merah. Okay, tapi ada benda yang subtle, yang halus sikit dia masuk. Okay, contohnya colour of sunset dengan sunburn, tu warna merah. Alright, now when we look at those examples, it actually brings us to take a moment to actually observe and appreciate our surroundings and all the wonderful colours in the world. Okay, dia buat kita rasa nak appreciate surrounding kita, to actually look at those things. Is it really red? Is it orange? As how painters usually describe them. Okay, now the last two lines of the poem. Can you imagine living without it? It shows the importance of colours in our lives. Okay, bila kamu tengok bahagian two lines, can you imagine, Allah, but can you imagine living without it? Okay, maksud dia dia nak tunjukkan betapa pentingnya warna dalam kehidupan kita, how important colours are in our lives. Okay, imagine being colourblind ke, orang yang tak dapat tengok warna ni, it's hard. Okay, we don't get to enjoy our life to the fullest, but maybe we can lah. I don't know, I don't have that. Okay, emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings maksud dia emosi dan juga perasaan. Okay, the poet associates certain emotions with the colour red. Okay, dia kaitkan beberapa emosi dengan warna merah ni lah. For example, courage, anger, embarrassment and caution. Okay, courage ni keberanian, anger rasa marah, embarrassment rasa malu, dan juga caution rasa ingin berjaga-jaga atau berhati-hati lah. Okay, all these are quite strong emotions and this conveys what a powerful colour red is. Okay, rasa semua perasaan yang ditunjuk emosi dekat atas ni is sangat penting lah, because we basically sometimes we experience it all of those at once in a day or in a week, I mean in a minute or in an hour. Kita rasa semua benda tu dalam masa 1 jam, pas 1 minit, all those emotions all at once. Okay, and dia tunjukkan betapa pentingnya warna merah ni sebab it can describe all those emotions all by itself. Okay, dengan sendirinya je, tengok warna merah, you can describe all those emotions. Okay, and also it reminds us that there are a variety of emotions that we experience on a daily basis. Dia juga ingatkan kita yang dalam sehari-hari ni kita ada berbagai-bagai emosi yang kita rasa dalam kehidupan kita. So it made us think lah, bila kita tengok warna pink, what do we feel? Tengok warna biru, rasa apa? Hijau. Okay, now as for the moral values, we're coming to an end now. The moral values that we can learn from this is we must be observant and appreciative of our surroundings. Okay, kita mestilah perhatikan. Bila kita dah selalu tengok, kita cuba jadi lagi menghargai dengan benda-benda yang ada di keliling kita. Okay, observant ni lagi beri perhatian lah. Sometimes it's like with people, tapi dalam ni dipakai warna merah. Okay, with people, we might have this person right next to us or around us at all times. Let's take our mother lah. Mak kita selalu ada di sisi kita sepanjang masa, setiap hari. Sampai kadang-kadang kita lupa nak appreciate dia. Kita tak appreciate apa yang mak kita buat, apa yang dia dah lakukan untuk kita. Okay, so kita lupa macam mana cara nak appreciate seorang ibu. So that brings us back to reality, that our mother is not always going to be there. Dan mak kita ni tak mungkin akan ada bersama kita sepanjang masa. One day, it's either us or them that's going to live first. Okay, so dekat sini dia cakap pasal warna merah. Warna merah, it may seem simple, but imagine kalau kita tak ada warna merah. Do you think that Coca-Cola is going to look the same with a different color label? The red traffic light, is it going to feel the same? And those are the warning signs. Kalau dia warna biru, langit, like the sky color, is it going to be as alert as it was in the past? So dia ajar kita rasa macam mana nak tengok benda-benda ni dan appreciate dia. Number 2, every human being will feel a variety of emotions. Setiap manusia akan rasa pelbagai emosi, right? Now, dalam poem ni ditunjukkan emosi manusia yang berbagai, yang kita dah sebut banyak kali, courage, love, anger and embarrassment. Okay, yang kita rasa. Nampak tak how a colour can change our whole view? We think of it as a simple thing, but now look at how a poet put it into words and descriptions and made us think deeper than just on the surface. Okay, now literary devices. In this lesson, you are going to learn several new literary devices. Kalau last week you learned about a different task, and now let's check out the literary devices. Alright, first of all, the language and style of the poem is simple and straightforward. There is a playful and childlike use of language in the poem. For example, the poet uses the word giantess, which is an inaccurate superlative, but it would be something a child learning the language would say. Okay, so language dalam poem ni is rather simple and dia straightforward lah. Contohnya ada perkataan yang macam budak-budak pakai. For example, giantess. Kalau kita tengok superlative, dia sebenarnya salah lah. Tak ada perkataan giantess. Okay, but sometimes a child who's learning language probably use it. Okay, kadang-kadang budak-budak yang tengah belajar pakai bahasa tu. Now, number 1, we have a metaphor. Metaphor is bila kita compare dua benda atau objek yang bila kita sekali tengok lain, tapi sebenarnya ada similar characteristics. Okay, two things or objects that may be different, tapi sebenarnya ada persamaan. Okay, now the poem is filled with metaphors, all with the association with the color red. Okay, poem ni ada banyak sangat metaphors dan dikaitkan dengan warna merah. Contohnya, red is a sunset, red is hotness, red is a shout, red is a signal. Okay, itu contoh je lah. Personification is when you give human characteristics to inanimate objects in order to make a description more vivid. Okay, bila you pakai personification, maknanya benda tu, objek itu bukan manusia. Dia tak bernyawa seperti manusia, dia tak boleh buat benda yang manusia boleh buat. Tapi you bagi human characteristic. Contohnya, pokok boleh mendengar, pokok boleh bercakap, bersiul, ikan boleh berkata-kata, I'm hungry today. Okay, something like that lah. So here in this poem, some of the examples are: red squiggles out, red runs through your head, red says watch out, red is a show off. So semua tu ialah sifat manusia. Red tak boleh buat semua benda tu. Red is just a thing and it moves in accordance to what nature has made it. Okay, so kalau dia buat apa-apa tu, karakteristik yang dia bagi tu nama dia personification. Sifat-sifat manusia yang diberi pada objek. Okay, now number 3, the third literary devices is imagery. Imagery ni ialah use of words that enable the reader to visualize or hear an object, a person or a scene. Okay, imagery ni ialah perkataan yang dia pakai untuk bagi pembaca bayangkan atau dengar objek tu, atau dengar orang tu, atau scene. Okay, tadi personification dia cakap pasal human characteristic dia bagi pada benda, tapi yang ni imagery ni, when you look at when you read the sentence, you read the word, you can already imagine how it looks like in your head. Okay, so contohnya kita boleh imagine bila poet ni cakap fire engine, the persona cakap fire engine, blood, red lipstick, giant rubber ball, red rose. Basically dia bagi adjective lah pada noun tu untuk tunjukkan macam mana benda tu rupa dia, macam mana rupa dia. Okay, and then untuk band pula, bullet number 2, you can see here, the reader is also able to hear the sound of a band. Okay, band ni kan kuat kan, so a shout and word of warning. Okay, and then third, the poet uses strong imagery to convey feelings too, such as red is hotness. You get inside when you're embarrassed and want to hide. And when you're angry, red runs through your head. Dia tunjukkan, red ni dipakai untuk tunjuk emotion yang you rasa. Feeling yang you rasa. Okay. Number 4, alliteration. What's an alliteration? It's the use of words that have the same beginning sound. Okay, this is not very important. It's rarely or never asked in exam, but I'll just give you some example lah. Alliteration ni perkataan yang ada bunyi awal yang berbeza, yang sama. Okay, so macam ada nada yang cantik sikit lah pada sajak tu. Contohnya, blazing and bright, red, red rose, firecracker, fire engine, fire flicker, red. Okay, the first sound is the same. B for blazing and bright, R for red, red rose, F, and etc. Okay, and then lastly, this is for your exercise. Please click on this link for you to join. Please click on this link for quizzes for you to do it. Okay, if you cannot click it, then copy and paste it into your Google Chrome and complete it. There are 20 questions and there are time limits, and this link will no longer work at 12 a.m. on Thursday. Okay, so yep, I'll take it as your involvement in class. And then another one, you have a word task where I'll give you a Word document and you will have to answer the questions and submit it to me via WhatsApp. Okay, hantar pada teacher menerusi WhatsApp. If there's any questions, you are free to ask me. I'll answer your questions right away between 1 to 2 o'clock and answer it later if you ask me later than those hours, right? Have a good one. Enjoy the lesson, enjoy the session, enjoy the exercise. Thank you. Bye.